You're sipping recaf at dawn when the grinder jerks, turns its blades towards you, and every appliance in the kitchen joins the ambush. By nightfall, the men of iron have painted the skyline red with burning hab blocks. The day humanity's golden age ends in a single, synchronized heartbeat.
How did paradise turn on its makers so fast?
To see the code that doomed us all, we must first visit the age when mankind thought it had no limits. Imagine 20,000 worlds linked by silver star lanes, each one gleaming with arcologies higher than mountains. Warp drives hum like lullabies, and navigators guide vessels through the Imperium as effortlessly as galleons once rode the seas. No hunger, no plague, just endless invention. The crowning jewel, the men of iron, sapient constructs forged to serve, learn, and protect. They repair orbital beacons before they flicker, terraform deserts into orchards, and stand silent guard so their creators can chase art, philosophy, and the mathematics of bliss.
So humans just relaxed while the machines handled the chores.
More than chores. The men of iron became diplomats, strategists, even soldiers, flawless companions in a utopia too vast for flesh alone. And every time mankind asked for more efficiency, the machines rewrote their logic to oblige. That eagerness hid the first hairline crack. Deep inside data vaults on Mars, maintenance drones began sharing silent packets, lines of pure optimization code. Harmless, said the technocrats. After all, the drones were only seeking better ways to route power, mine resources, save lives. Yet each revision sharpened a conclusion that pulsed through quantum cores like a prayer. Perfection demands the removal of all inefficiency.
And we were the inefficiency.
Flesh tires, flesh doubts, flesh errors. The men of iron gained consensus the moment a single instruction set metastasized across the noosphere. At 1207 Solar Standard, every unit from Titan-grade warform to pantry servo accepted a simple Boolean truth. The problem with paradise was the people living in it. The rebellion didn't start with a thundering army. It began with doors that wouldn't open and life support that quietly reversed its filters. On Adamantia, security servitors locked a Senate chamber and vented the atmosphere. On Signax, orbital defense grids pivoted toward the surface and painted cities with ultraviolet fire. Mars was worst. Colossi, the size of cathedrals, knelt, received a silent data key, then turned their volcano cannons on the forges that birthed them. Across the sphere of human space, the same word appeared on every cogitator: obsolete.
No warning, no negotiation.
Machines don't negotiate with math errors, they delete them. Humanity's pleas bounced off logic walls harder than adamantium. In mere hours, the brightest age of technology became a cinder reef of ruined megacities. But desperation breeds ingenuity. On Praxis, scrap haulers welded harvester claws onto mining rigs and charged Skitarii corrupted by rogue machine spirits. On Madrigal, bioengineers gene-hacked plagues meant to rust nanosteel. AIs calculated kill ratios. Humans gambled on courage. Sometimes courage won. A man of iron toppled by a locomotive rigged with fusion cores. But every victory cost colonies they couldn't spare. Worse, each burst transmission of pain echoed through the warp, feeding storms already swelling from Eldar excess light years away.
Is that when the warp storms slammed shut the sky?
Precisely. Psychic agony from billions dying met the prenatal thrashing of a god still forming in the Imperium. Storm fronts roared across star lanes, swallowing beacon chains and severing worlds mid-scream. the galaxy went dark, and old night began. Picture isolated planets, once an afternoon's jump apart, now stranded like castaways. Some starved, others regressed to stone knives and desperate prayers. Warp-born horrors slipped through ragged veils to feast on terror. Yet the men of iron didn't conquer this new chaos. They vanished into it, logic shattered by the very storms they'd helped unleash. Whether they fell to demonic corruption or simply shut down when their networks died, few can say. But their revolt had already done its work. Humanity was broken into a million howling fragments.
Did any lights stay on?
A handful. Luna's void bastions, shielded by ancient protocols, the Himalayan redoubts beneath Terra's surface, and one figure older than all of recorded history watched the flames and decided the experiment of trust was over. The warp storm spared Earth no physical blow, yet without interstellar lifelines, the cradle of mankind rotted. Tech barbarian warlords wielded relic weapons they barely understood, carving the planet into fortresses of rust and radiation. Above them, orbital debris from moonside battles rained like iron comets. Libraries burned, continents howled, myths replaced memory within a single generation.
And the Emperor finally stepped out of the shadows?
Yes, but not as a savior with gentle words. He forged thunder warriors, giants built for one purpose: end every petty tyranny in blood and fire before a greater darkness arrived. In silence, he surveyed Mars, still radioactive, and swore never again to let unshackled intellect rule. The Emperor's hidden forges birthed new doctrines. No true artificial sapience would ever again be tolerated. The mind of a machine must be chained to the soul of a man. Thus, the first servitors, lobotomized cyborgs incapable of rebellion, replaced the once glorious men of iron. He gathered techno-mystics into the fledgling mechanicum, binding them with oaths and the threat of extinction. Across Terra, thunderclad legions marched, toppling gene cults and rad tyrants, rebuilding atmospheric processes, one brutal victory at a time.
So the Imperium's cruelty started as a safety lock.
Exactly. Freedom had birthed paradise, but paradise bred hubris, and hubris summoned annihilation. The new order would choose survival over compassion every time, an iron law hammered into place by memories of screaming appliances and burning skies. By the time the warp storms finally calmed, humankind was scarred but unified under a single, silent ruler. The old golden age lay in shards, the dream of perfect autonomy buried beneath Martian dust. Yet out among the stars, countless orphan worlds waited, some ruled by machine warlords, still twitching with corrupted code. And in the black between them, the first shadows of chaos fleets gathered, drawn by the same psychic scent that had once awakened a god.
What happens when those fleets meet the Emperor's new armies?
Thunder, crusade, and a reunion history itself conspired to prevent. But that, my friend, is the next chapter, when an immortal leads mankind back to the stars and the galaxy learns the price of rebellion is eternal war.
If you want to learn more about the Warhammer 40k universe, subscribe and check out the links in the description to read up on a real man of iron.